Well, this is my John Lewis quilt, and because after reading his book, and he was telling how he was put in charge of the chickens from the time he was about 6 or 7 years old, and they sort of nicknamed him the chicken preacher because he would preach to his chickens as if they were his congregants. And when they died, he would have funerals for them too.
Aww.
And in the upper left, there's like a little chicken coop that the Boy Scouts at my daughter's church built. And he would actually have something like that on his Ferris farm in Troy, Alabama. And they would actually, he'd tell Bible stories to the chickens at night, like you read stories to your children. And here you have the Evan Pettis Bridge, which just symbolized during the Selma March. And so I kind of wanted to have the chickens sort of going toward there, because here he starts out down here preaching to the chickens, and he gave them names, and he would refuse to eat them when his mother would like wring their neck for dinner, because they were like his children.
His friends. Yeah.
Right, and he'd put them in coffee cans and have little ceremonies for them and so forth. And of course, with the popcorn, that was to symbolize corn, because I sort of lived for a short time in York, Alabama, and they let me feed the chickens. But I was from the north, so I was scared of chickens. So I would just throw all the kernels down on the ground. So I put the popcorn there to symbolize that. So, you know, he was just a very prominent congressman from Georgia, very, very active in the civil rights movement, passed away a couple years ago. And I just wanted to have something that symbolized different phases of his life. And our CEO, O.V. Bradley, who also has a quilt exhibit, her red to white exhibit is around the corner. She's responsible for getting us into Houston this year. And our exhibit is sponsored by equilters.com, whom she basically met at Quilt Competition. So it's been a really exciting time for us.
And who are you, and how long have you been quilting?
My name's Jackie Jackson Harvey. I've actually been quilting for about 20-something years, but I used to machine piece and hand quilt. And then about 10 years, 15 years ago, I started machine piecing and machine quilting. So now I've started doing like art quilts or more wall hangings and so forth. And I recently bought a Bernina Q20. So I'm sort of playing with that now so I can become more proficient with free motion quilting as well as ruler work. So I really enjoy making quilts that are really functional though. So I make them mostly as gifts for family or relatives. I don't sell them. Every now and then I get commissioned to do a quilt for a friend or somebody. But I don't sell them because when you make them for yourself, you can play. When you make them for somebody else, it gets very specific. It's never like what they thought it was going to be. So I don't really do that. I just make them for me. And then if I like them, I either give them to somebody that I like a lot, a lot. And if I find they're not using it, I find a way to get it back. I borrow it to do in a show or a trunk show or something, and they never see it again.
Well, thank you, Jackie. That's
Thank
really
you.
sweet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.